Well, hey, good afternoon. I'm Tom Brannon along with Sherry Jones from the Arkansas Food Bank, and thank you for joining us. We're going to talk about the THV11 Summer Cereal Drive in its 23rd year. Good afternoon. Good to see you again, Sherry.
Well, it's good to see you as well. Yeah, Thanks for having me.
This isn't our first rodeo. We've done this cereal thing for a while now.
For a few years.
Just for a couple of years. 23 years, hard to believe.
You've done it longer than I have.
Yeah, you were like 7 when I started back in 2000 with this, with a group of folks. From the Arkansas Food Bank and THV11. And for those that don't know, the THV11 Summer Cereal Drive, again, 23rd year, so back in 2000, Phyllis Haynes, who was the CEO at the time, came in with a thought and put it around a table of us folks at THV11 and said, hey, we'd like to see if we could build something with the morning show around breakfast. And I don't remember all the ins and outs because it's been a couple of years, but that's pretty much how the cereal drive was put into good use. And we started out year one with about 20,000 boxes, and last year it was 225,000 boxes. So,
and over 100 teams.
And over 100 teams. And we're about halfway there with our teams this year. So we want to talk a little bit about how you can get involved and answer any questions that may come about. And we'll try to answer them as we go along in terms of, what is a division? What does it consist of? Who provides the milk? That kind of thing. You know,
I always get that question every year.
That is probably the most popular question. And let's put that one to bed right now. Sherry, who provides the milk?
So we get a lot of milk donated from Highland Dairy. So they are one of our partners through Summer Cereal Drive, but they're also a partner of the Arkansas Food Bank, and they donate a lot of milk product to the food bank to give out to our pantries to distribute. So we're very appreciative of their partnership and through this particular program, but then also throughout the year as well. So yes, there is milk to go along with the cereal.
They give the milk, and they also show up with refreshments at our community locations, of which we'll share here in just a few moments. Let's talk about the reason why we do this. 1 in 5 Arkansas families food insecure.
Well, it's now 1 in 7 family,
Okay.
So it's gotten a little better.
Good.
But children, it still is 1 in 5.
That's
so
where
it's
that
1 in
number came
5
from.
kids in the state of Arkansas are considered food insecure. And for those that don't know, food insecure just means that they don't know where their next meal may be coming from. So a lot of kids, especially during the school year, are on free and reduced meals. And then during the summertime, spring break, during the holiday season, they're maybe struggling to find food in their pantries, not like you and I when we just walk into our pantry and there's plenty of food there. So this is a way for us to be able to give back to those family and those kids throughout the summertime and throughout the year to make sure that those kids, when they go to the pantry, have something to eat.
And I know that rate varies depending on the county. Some counties it's 1 in 4, some 1 in 5, some 1 in 3. And it seems as if, let's use Pine Bluff and Jefferson County. They roll out big every year. It's one of the counties that has a little bit of a higher insecurity rate.
Yes, so Jefferson County is one of our targeted counties that we do have a lot of food insecurity, as well as that Delta region of the state. Throughout that region, we've had to add additional pantries. We've added an additional distribution center in Phillips County as well. Okay. So just to make sure that those families are taken care of. But yes, so the 1 in 5 is just an overall arching number for the state. But we've got some counties that, are considered food deserts. We've got kids that during the summertime, they're walking 2 miles to go to a local pantry just to, receive breakfast or lunch. And, they don't have a grocery store like a Kroger or Walmart like we have that we can just, run to and grab some groceries. A lot of these are considered a convenience store is their grocery store, so it's a little bit different. When we live in the city, unless you're traveling Arkansas quite frequently and going to some of these areas, you don't see some of this like we do. We don't see it in the city.
And I'll say this about convenience stores, and this is not a slide on them because they've got to make what they can. Convenience stores are literally usually a little higher.
Yeah.
Box of cereal in the grocery store might be $3.50. It might be double that in a convenience store. So that is a big
and I think
problem.
a lot of it is not just their fault. It's just the nature of them having to purchase that too. So they don't have the buying power that a Kroger and Walmart has. So that's the reason we partner with a lot of stores. We're actually doing a partnership with Dollar General now too.
Great.
Of course, you see a Dollar General on every corner these days. And so for us, that's good, because if they're in those smaller rural markets, then that's a resource to the individuals that we serve. So.
Right. So Dollar General, we've got our handful of grocery stores: the Walmarts, the Krogers, the Edwards Food Giants, the Harps, and in Southern Arkansas, the Brookshires or the Super One Foods folks. They help us out with the cereal drive.
Yes. So we have this year, we'll do community sites at Walmart's, Kroger's, and Brookshires, Super Ones. And then we have shop and drops at all of the Edwards Food Giants, and then also at Harps this year.
Okay.
So those will be easy, in the community. If you want to drop off cereal in those areas, then you can.
Yeah. This is week 1, which is June 5th, and that's where we're going to be. First of all, we're going to kick things off in my hometown of Cabot, at the Kroger in Cabot. There's only one there. We're going to go to Arkadelphia this year.
Which is new.
We're going to go to Russellville. I should say we're going back to Arkadelphia. Yeah. It's been a few years. It's been a few years since Russellville. Bryant's an old standby. That's Saline County. That's Sherry's.
My stomping ground.
That's your stomping ground. So we only expect about 20 to 25,000 boxes from the Bryant area this year.
Right, you better get your game on.
Yeah, right. Well, we have a little home field advantage with Miss Rhonda Sanders, former CEO, also lives in Bryant, so maybe she'll come out and help us out. We're going to Searcy this year, White County. We've had requests to come back. It was between Beebe and Searcy, and since we haven't been to Searcy in quite a while, we're going to go to Searcy this year. North Little Rock, we're going to go, of course, Pine Bluff, Super One Foods, and they always
love that area.
They always roll out in Pine Bluff as more of an homage to Miss Wanda Bateman,
yes,
who was the cereal queen. And we'll close things out on the 22nd, Little Rock Bowman location.
And I will tell you, Tom, that Arkadelphia, the retired teachers actually called me yesterday, and they're excited.
Well, they were supposed to, because I told them to call you, and hopefully we'll see them Friday morning. This is what it looks like. Whenever we have teams come out and they want to report cereal and drop it off, here's what's important. This is another question we get. Tom, where does the cereal go? The cereal that is donated within that community goes to those local food pantries in the community that are in partnership with the Arkansas Food Bank.
That's correct. So every time we go into a community, we partner with one of our member pantries, and then those member pantries actually come and pick up the cereal at these locations. So all of that cereal that you're seeing on your screen actually stays within those communities, which is fantastic. So when we're out in those communities, we want everybody to come out and support us as much as possible.
Right. That in the community part of the drive is just one leg of it. We have a part where you can just, hey, I just want to donate. I want to get on the Arkansas Food Bank website and donate. It's pretty easy to do from that standpoint, and we're going to be rolling that out a little bit later. But the other part of this, and this is the bread and butter of the cereal drive, where we have businesses and nonprofits and charities and folks that just put together a team. We had 100 teams last year. This year we'd like to reach at least 100 teams. It's easy to do. Whether you collect a box or 2 or 10 or 500, just participate and be a part of it. It's fun. It can also be a little bit competitive.
Just a tad.
We like that.
They have a good time, though. Yeah. So I've been hearing from all of the teams for the last few weeks, and they're so excited. And we have a lot of new teams this year.
Good.
So.
New teams, that's what keeps it fresh. And if they come back year after year, they take a break, they may come back again.
Yeah.
And why don't we start from the very beginning? We've got our producer. He's the best producer here at THV 11. J.D. Roberts, we'll call him out. He's also Saline County guy. They know,
that's right.
You know
Bryant.
J.D., right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. This is how you can sign up your team. Just text cereal to 501-376-1111. It'll take you right to the Arkansas Food Bank site. You can sign up your team or that nifty little QR code.
I know. Aren't those great? That's
those
brilliant.
Great.
I don't know whose idea that was,
was
but it was fantastic.
No. A couple of years ago?
I mean the QR code to begin with. I don't know whose idea that was.
Whose idea it was.
Yeah.
But that's how
those
you do
are
it.
Brilliant.
Real easy to do. We'll leave it up on the screen for you so you can take a snapshot. I tried it one day live during the weather, and it actually worked. Yep. I was really impressed. You sign up your team, and then you come see us this Friday morning, for a kickoff in the Weather Garden, where we're going to have coffee and we're going to have breakfast for you. We'll get to meet you, put your team on TV. There's the kickoff party information on the Vine, Friday at 9 o'clock from 9 to 10. We would love for you to come say hi to us, but you got to get a hold of the folks at the food bank and let them know you're coming.
Yes. So we want to know who's coming out that day. The weather garden is not huge, so we're asking the team captains and maybe one guest on their team to come on Friday, so to kind of keep the numbers not exploding in the weather garden. So I'm sure there's a fire code or something
You say
we
it's
have to abide by.
You say it's not big. It's actually 7 acres, so we've got plenty of room for everybody. It's not that big, no, trust me.
But we would love for everyone to come out on Friday morning and join us just to kick it off. We have a special gift for our team captains, and those are provided by Inc. So I want to give Inc. Custom Tees a shout out this morning too, because they've done a fantastic job with us each year. They came on board last year, I believe, and so they've been. So those T-shirts on the screen and those little bags on the screen, you can actually see. We'll be giving those out, and those are going to be available at the community sites too. So at the community sites, if you give $50 donation or 50 boxes of cereal or more, you'll receive one of those cool new yellow Summer Cereal Drive T-shirts.
That's just for coming out and participating in the cereal drive, and like Sherry said, donating $50 or $50 in receipts of cereal.
Yes.
Yeah, and also speaking of cereal, we get asked quite a bit, well, what do you want us to bring? And when you think of cereal, of course, you think of the Cheerios, the Frosted Flakes, the Raisin Brans of the world, or things like Kashi. I want to bring something healthy. Hey, we're all about that too. You know, the healthier the product, the more expensive it's going to be. And we just want to feed kids. But if you would like to buy something a little more pricey or a little more healthy, Kashi's a great example. You've got that's, by the way, that wasn't meant to be on TV. That's actually mine, the kind granola there, the peanut butter.
Granola's great, though.
It is good, but that you can bring
good
that
on
if
yogurt.
you'd like. That's the way I eat it.
It's breakfast.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
High protein.
Yes.
Get you going in the day or in the morning. Yeah, that's what we want to do.
Item.
Provide a meal for these kids to set their day off, and it's meals that are easy to access. That's why cereal bars and Pop-Tarts are important. They may not have milk at home, or they could be allergic to milk, and that's why we say, hey, think of cereal bars.
Yeah, we always get that question every year, and we're open to whatever breakfast items they want to bring. Cereal is great because it has a multitude, so it feeds several, members of the family for several days. Pop-Tarts are great. It's great for the kids to grab as they go. The little breakfast muffins, granola bars are fantastic because those are easy for the kids to grab and go as well.
Yeah.
So, and you have to think about it too. A lot of these kids that we're serving may not have their mom and dads there in the mornings. Mom and dad may have already left for work and they're trying to catch the school bus and get breakfast. So a granola bar or something simple that the kids can just grab and go is a fantastic way to get back to these kids.
I think we also need to mention non-perishable.
Yes.
Because if somebody brings a thing of yogurt, in the heat, we don't have a cooler outside. So just be mindful of that. Yeah, I brought you 6 cases of yogurt. We got no place to put that when we go to our community sites. So we've got the business drive, of which we want you to be a team and to sign up. And we've got teams broken down so that if you're in Team 1 or Team A or Division 1, then you're in the smaller division, teams of 1, I think, to 50 or something like that.
They're by number of employees at your particular organization. And then we have a division that is for school groups and organizations and churches. And then we have a youth group. And our youth group has expanded over the last few years. Of course, I think Michael and Weston kind of got that ball rolling. So.
But that's what it's about. You teach your kids at a young age to give back. And that's the result. You get Michael and Weston, and Michael's been doing it. Michael Jordan has been doing it since he was
4.
Yeah,
he was 4 years old, and he's either 18 or 19 now. So, and he's participated every single year. Little Weston, we say Little Weston. Little Weston's not Little Weston anymore.
They grow up, don't they?
He does.
How they grow so fast.
So hopefully he'll be back, and I actually think he signed up again this year. So we're glad to have him. And then we have the. What is it? The Taco Cat? Taco Cat spelled backwards is Taco Cat.
What do you call that, by the way? JD can help us with that. What is that called when a palindrome? Is that what you said, Rod? Roger's pretty smart guy back there, director. Palindrome. A palindrome. A palindrome. Thank you, Roger. But getting kids involved, but we'd love to have schools. I know that's kind of the end of the school year, but I would like to encourage you schools, get your kids to each bring a box of cereal, set them up in a hallway like dominoes, and take a video and send it to us. We've got a promo running out there in TV land. It's just to get kids involved.
The kids love that too.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to kind of get them involved in this process and help understand. And two, for the teachers, when they're collecting the cereal, to teach children, what is food insecurity and what does that mean in the community and so forth and in families, because a lot of these kids, some of them don't know, so they don't know the signs of, children that are food insecure. A lot of those kids are, during lunchtime, they'll go elsewhere or, will lay their head down. And a lot of that is not, for any other reason. It's just they don't have food. There's a lot of issues out there in the school, and teachers will, tell you that. When we met with the teachers in our backpack, program, they'll tell you that you can tell the kids that are hungry because they just don't have that energy, throughout the school year and school day. So it's a great way for us to be able to educate these school children too on what is food insecurity and what does this mean. Yeah.
And again, we try to provide that meal when the schools let out. They don't have access to free or reduced meal programs. That time in summer, from now through August, we hope to collect enough cereal to fill the pantries, the local pantries, and that enables them to reach out, or the pantries to reach out to those families and say, hey, we've got something for you. So I don't. Because we've had a natural disaster in Arkansas, a lot of families are affected. I don't like to put a number of boxes out there that we would, because I think it's a little inappropriate at this point because there are other things happening. But I'll say the more cereal we collect, it helps you. It stays on the shelves at the food bank and in the pantries.
And we, when this first began, we talked about, feeding children throughout the summertime, but now we've grown this program so much that we're actually feeding families throughout the year through the summer cereal drive and the dollars and the cereal that we've collected. So it's grown tremendously in the last 23 years. So we're very fortunate in that to be able to provide the cereal throughout the year too. So it's not just during the summer months, but the summer months are pretty much the biggest time frame because that's when the kids are at home.
Now, before we wrap up, we do want you to help. I'm going to run through all of the information that you need once again. How to sign up. First of all, let's start there. Text cereal to 501-376-1111. It'll take you directly to the Arkansas Food Bank website where you can sign up your team. It will also provide you with information on how you can give online and what the cereal drive is. There you go. There's the graphic, 501-376-1111. And or use that QR code right there, and that will take you directly to the website. So when you sign up your team, don't forget about the kickoff party on Friday morning, this Friday morning. The 19th, I believe, from 9 to 10 in the THV 11 Weather Garden. We're going to feed you breakfast, get a cup of coffee, meet your team, and then after that, you guys can go off and you should be collecting cereal now, as a matter of fact. That's for our businesses, and now for the communities. We are going to be in communities near you. We're going to kick off the summer cereal drive in Cabot at the Kroger on June the 5th, and then Arkadelphia, Bryant, and Russellville. As I mentioned, Arkadelphia and Russellville have come back on the schedule this year. And then we'll skip a week, take a week off, and then come back the third week of June on the 19th up in Searcy. Searcy, we hope you come out and see us at the Walmart there. North Little Rock, Indian Hills Kroger, Pine Bluff, which will be huge, and then we'll wrap things up again at the Little Rock Bowman Walmart location on Thursday the 22nd. And I know there's one more date for teams to bring their cereal and check in. What date is that, Sherry?
July 7th. So that is the final drop-off for cereal that day and any monetary donations that they've collected. So, and then from there, we have a week turnaround and we tally all of everyone's, what they've done. And then we have an awards breakfast that following Friday. We call it the Breakfast of Champions.
The Breakfast of Champions. But let me tell you this. And here's some video from last year's Breakfast of Champions. Craig O'Neill had to fill in for me. I was dealing with a bout of COVID that morning. It hit me at the most inopportune time. The numbers were 225,000 boxes of cereal, which is phenomenal. And that cereal is distributed all across Arkansas in the communities the Arkansas Food Bank serves. We would like to top 225. If we do a little bit better each year, hey, we're doing great things. 23rd year this year. We would love for you to join us. Again, text cereal 501-376-1111. Am I leaving anything out?
No,
that you
I
can
think
think
the
of
only
sharing?
thing with the teams is they can do monetary donations,
That's
and
what it
we
is.
actually have a site where they can set up their own team page, and that is on the Arkansas Food Bank website as well, with a link. So if they go to that, text the cereal to 376-1111. It will give the information to sign up and so forth, and all of that information's on there. But that's a great way, because a lot of people would rather
Just
give
donate
monetary
money.
donations to us, and for every dollar, the food bank can actually purchase one box of cereal. So we have a lot bigger buying power. So
Exactly.
we're able to do a little bit more, and a lot of our volunteers love that, because we actually buy cereal in bulk. So we have volunteers that come in throughout the year, and they actually package that cereal and put it into bags and label it and rebox it to send out to the pantries. So
How about
it's
that?
not only, fun for this and it gives back, but it also gives our volunteers a way to give back in the community as well.
If you want to feel good about something this summer and get your kids involved, the THV 11 Summer Cereal Drive may be that thing to get behind and help us out, all for a great cause, and help out your community and help hungry kids out there.
Yeah.
Remember that every dollar you donate is equal to a box of cereal. It may be easier to go and drop off a donation at one of our sites, or we'd love to have cereal. We like to have physical cereal. It's fun to watch folks that come with their grocery carts, 1 or 2 boxes at a time, and it adds up very quickly.
So we'll guilt you in it when
Yeah,
you go to the community sites as
Oh,
you go
trust
in the
me.
store.
we haven't begun the guilt trip yet, but hey, thank you for joining us today. Sherry Jones from the Arkansas Food Bank, and I'm Tom Brannon, and we hope you join us for the THV 11 Summer Cereal Drive.